Hello creation, I hope you're well. I've written this, it's called The Welling of the Teardrop. I have been doing some transmutations of, transmuting energies, as I mentioned in yesterday's video. Sometimes energies make themselves known for us to deal with them, and sometimes the best way to deal with them is to write them down and write them out. So this is what I've written out, and this is on my journey, and it's called The Welling of the Teardrop. The reason I'm reading this out is because it may help someone out there. That's it, that's the only reason. The welling of the teardrop came from the very start. It even precursed trauma born by betrayals of the heart. It began so very long ago amid the jeering and the sniggers, to hide within a broken self awaiting that which triggers. The newly birthed, with bottoms smacked, brought to this reality of life through pain, and many times those attacks over the years were to be sustained. Many sheddings of the teardrop caused by the guardian cum punishment giver saw the flood of pain as water to flow just like the river, eventually to self-confine in sanctuary of child's bedroom, racking up those trauma deals that one day would see the enlightened bloom. The welling of the teardrop takes part for both termed good and bad, for tears are shed with happiness, and not just by those sad. A joy for life and all within, so natural the state, but sadly joy was washed away by narcissists and their hate. Hate to see a young soul so radiant and glowing, flourishing in the walk of life, happiness overflowing. Jealousy and envy took those blind to all are one. By fist and boot the unawakened educate through twisted fun. The years passed by, and learning fast, the soul now has to alter, to be accepted by the peers on a path that couldn't falter. Cigarettes, sex and alcohol, violence too, when needed, to send the soul off to jail to reap what had been seeded. Testing beyond tested, self-love to a minimum. More decline, then more decline did mould one as the animal. Layer upon layer of traumatic experiences grew, and regardless of lacking will to live, the soul it would pull through. The years pass by with do or die. Creative expression makes itself known. A happy face at times worn to please others, the truth not to be shown. The welling of the teardrop holds within it one's own story, each drop full of love or pain, so valuable regardless of history. By the choice to change a life being lived, regardless of which style, the shadow work to heal the soul sees a return of smile. Henceforth to pledge allegiance to protect the mended heart, to love, to cherish one's own self, never again to tear apart, to nurture through forgiveness, and to live a life of peace, having trodden the warrior's weary path, the past newly released. To encourage that of others who should want to do the same, by knowing of not the path to take, would leave a heart untamed. In earnest to live a life of love, so graciously gifted by the Creator, as love is the greatest power of all, and should be never underestimated. The welling of the teardrop came from the very start, and it was not through pleasure. Yet, without the welling of the teardrop, how then love be measured? It's I know it's a bit of a heavy one, or heavier one, but it's a process that we have to work through should these things arise. And at this time, in this eclipse season, we've just had the equinox. It all comes into play, believe it or not. So purgings are rife among humankind because they have to be, because that's what's happening. It's up to us whether we choose to act on that or not. But if we don't act on that, our lives get harder and become harder. So we have to go into that, whatever it is. You know, I mean, it's I've just done a 2-day fast. I need a detox, so I did a 2-day fast. I don't think it's enough. I need to do a longer fast. I have to do a much longer fast. But sometimes we've got to purge the soul, and this time really is a time of purging. If you are struggling with energies and you don't know why and what's happening, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, you must go into it. You must, exhaust every avenue when it comes to finding out, to getting to the root cause of it. Exhaust every avenue, because it's for your own benefit. It's for your own benefit. This is your life to live, no one else's. And if anybody judges you because you're trying to get help, or please don't feel. That's one of the biggest things, isn't it? When we hold back because we're scared of what others think. Stuff what others think. It makes no difference what others think. It's your well-being. It's your well-being that matters. And if you have to do this shadow work, and if stuff has to come up, and if you have to admit or accept how your life was, how you were, it's an acceptance that has to come about for the healing to occur. So, and it's not a bad thing, because it makes way for something far greater to come in. We're working our way back to love. We're working our way back to our authentic state of being. And sometimes a detoxification is needed. With everything what we put in our bodies. Be that alcohol or cigarettes or whatever drugs, people are into. Sometimes we have to have a detoxification. And even if it's just water, and filtered water as well, I would just try not to drink it straight from tap, but anyway, that's just me. So trying to look after our temple, but our body is our temple. We reside within it. It's in us. It's just the temple that we're in for that short period of time, a lifespan. So, but anyway, it's all opinion, isn't it? But if this can help someone, if you don't know what's happening, if you're struggling, pick a pen up, write it down. Write to those abusers of the past, in whichever way, shape or form. You don't have to give them that. Just write, get it out. It's all part of the healing process. It really is. We have to find love for self, and through love for self, we have to find forgiveness. And through forgiveness and love, and learning to love ourselves, we can forgive others and let the past go. And that's massive. That's massive, because it's like I've said before many times, if you're hanging on to past, you're not living in moment, because you're hanging on to bloody past. So, Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. It is a personal one, that one. But it has to be worked through. And if this video can help someone, then, bless you, and stick at it, and do that work, because you will get through it. There is the sunshine at the end of it. I promise you. There is, really, truly, truthfully. We have to work through that. Alright, I'm running out of time, so I'll hopefully get another one done. Whether I get one done today or not, I don't know. Alright, that's it. Take care.